Never Enough, the new album from Turnstile, takes the band to new sonic territory while maintaining their trademark sound, even if a couple of the songs will give you deja vu for previous Turnstile tracks. Let's break it all down on this edition of Rock Album Review. Hey everybody, it's Nick here with you. Welcome back to the channel. Never Enough is Turnstile's fourth studio album. It's the follow-up to 2022's Glow On. And I'm a huge Turnstile fan, a little bit late to the party, but still at the party nevertheless. I got on board with the band back in 2022 when I first heard Mystery on a sound system as I was coming out of a Biffy Clyro show in Toronto. It's safe to say that that song blew my mind. It's such an awesome rocking song, and I've headbanged to that song many times. After that, I got heavy into the Glow On record. I absolutely love that album, and I love their previous albums as well, Nonstop Feeling and Time and Space. And now I am fully entrenched in Turnstile, and they've become one of my favorite modern rock bands out there today. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be stage diving and crowd surfing like so many of the Turnstile fans out there do. I won't be doing that anytime soon, but if I go see them live, I will rock out appropriately from a safer vantage point because your boy Chino's not getting any younger. And there have been some big changes in the Turnstile lineup since Glow On came out. Original guitarist Brady Ebert left the band in 2022 after the release of that record. So former Turnstile rhythm guitarist Pat McCrory has stepped up into the lead guitarist position with new official band member Meg Mills taking over on rhythm. And that lineup change actually made me a little bit worried, a little bit concerned going into a new Turnstile album because I felt like Brady Ebert really had a very specific and very unique style that was the cornerstone or one of the cornerstones of the Turnstile sound. So I was a little bit worried that their new stuff might not have that same big guitar sound to it, might not have that same feel, but I'm happy to say that both Pat McCrory and Meg Mills really bring that huge Turnstile guitar sound to this new record. The riffs are chunky, they're really heavy, there's lots of great solos and textures going on, so that element of Turnstile's sound has thankfully remained intact. Before we continue, guys, if you like this review, if you like Turnstile, if you like anything about this video, make sure to toss me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. And make sure to smash the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. All right, let's get back to it. And I got to say that I loved this new album, Never Enough, in almost every way. I think this will go down as one of the best albums of the year for sure. It's such a sonic achievement for Turnstile. This is a great record. It's experimental, it's expansive, it's heavy, it's catchy, and there's just so much to enjoy here. I was so impressed with the quality of the songwriting, the production, and the vocals from lead singer Brendan Yates, who goes to new heights with his already awesome vocals on this record. You know, the band is really such a tight unit instrumentally as well. Daniel Fang's drums are airtight. Franz Lyons keeps the bottom end blooming with his bass, and the guitars are huge from Pat and Meg. This album is really lush. It's really textured. There are so many different facets of the Turnstile sound that really come to life on this record. And I know some people out there have been complaining about Turnstile going quote unquote soft on some of their newer material, but there's still tons of stuff going on here in the heavy riff department on Never Enough. We get some huge guitar parts on songs like Soul. Sun Shower is like a sun shower of riffs on that track. Sounds like more of like the old school Turnstile sound. A lot of the songs are really fast and punky with Brendan more on the screaming side of his vocals. You got songs like Look Out For Me and Birds, Slow Dive. If it's the Turnstile riffage, their trademark riffage that you are seeking, then there's more than enough to enjoy here. And even when there aren't huge riffs on every song and the guitars are softer and more eclectic tonally, it's still a feast for guitar fans. And I have to call out some wicked guitar solos from Pat McCrory on this record. He really brought the goods with solos on songs like Seeing Stars, Light Design, which is one of my favorite tracks on this record, Never Enough. There are some truly great, innovative guitar solos to enjoy on here. But what I enjoyed most on Never Enough was the band's expansion of their sound on this record. Brendan Yates takes his vocal ability to the next level on here. He's still able to spit hot fire, but then he does a lot of different things on a lot of tracks. And you have tracks like I Care, which might be among the most melodic songs Turnstile have ever done. Light Design, like I said, which is one of my favorite tracks on the album. Some great vocals on there. Seeing Stars, which is groovy and cool. And then the final track, Magic Man, which almost sounds like a church hymn. He's just able to bring such vibes on every song that he sings, whether he's shredding his voice on something heavy or just singing melodically. He brings a lot of feeling and a lot of mood to every vocal performance on Never Enough. And some of the production flourishes on this album are great as well. You have big synth lines and outros on a lot of songs, big trumpets on Dreaming, flutes on the outro of Sun Shower, cool percussion on a lot of the different tracks. So there's a lot to enjoy sonically on Never Enough. Now, somewhat on the downside, I will say there were some moments on this record where I was getting deja vu. Some of these songs really reminded me of other songs from other Turnstile albums, specifically Glow On. Now, I love Mystery. I think it's a perfect rock song. Everything about it is great. Never Enough, the title track and the opening track from this record, is great too, but it is almost exactly the same as Mystery. They share a lot of the same elements. The long-winded synth intro, the guitar chords sound really similar, the pre-chorus breakdown, the chorus itself. Like, I don't know if the band had a pressure from their label to write a similar song because Mystery was such a big hit for the band. I don't know if there was pressure to write something very, very similar to Mystery on here. But aside from Brendan Yates' more like calm and melodic vocal on Never Enough, the songs are almost exactly the same. And there are some other moments on this record that are like that on here, like Soul. That song has echoes of the song Endless. Dreaming has a little bit of the song Don't Play in there with a little bit of its Latin beat in there. Seeing Stars is like the younger cousin of Underwater Boy. But you know what? These are really just little nitpicks on my part with the stuff that I'm complaining about. They may sound similar, but they still kick ass. And I've already seen some criticism online about the band going in a more melodic direction on a lot of these songs and not being as hardcore as they were on previous records. You know what? I think that's a hollow complaint. There is a lot of old school Turnstile songs on here alongside the more melodic experimental stuff. And you know what? In the past, the band has never shied away from melody anyway. There's plenty to be found on the first two records, and they've just expanded on that on Never Enough. But it's kind of typical of some metal fans and some hardcore fans that things are never heavy enough. Well, wait a minute. Never enough. Unless the guitars are tuned to drop B and the singer's practically vomiting after singing every vocal line, it's just not metal. But I absolutely loved Never Enough. I thought it was experimental, expansive, heavy, catchy, all the things that I love about Turnstile and great rock music in general. Yeah, there is a little bit of deja vu from some of the previous stuff that we've heard from Turnstile, especially from Glow On. This feels like an expansion of that record, but I don't think that's a bad thing because Turnstile makes Turnstile music, and I think they did it really well on this record. The favorite songs for me on Never Enough were the title track, I Care, Light Design, which I think is my favorite track on this record, Sun Shower, Seeing Stars, and Slow Dive. I think Never Enough is a triumph, and Turnstile continue to solidify themselves as one of the best rock bands on the planet today. They've really brought the goods with this record, and I can't wait to listen to it all summer long. I'm going to enjoy this record as much as I can, and I'm going to give Never Enough an awesome 4.5 out of 5. All right, guys, that is my rock album review for the new album from Turnstile called Never Enough. Now it's your turn. Hop into the comments below and let me know what you thought of the new album from Turnstile. If you like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you gave me a thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing here on the channel, make sure to smash the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. And make sure to follow me on social media across platforms at Nick Chino Music. But I'll see you guys again for another rock album review here on the channel. Until then, rock on, everybody.